July 18th. Let's talk battle rap. This is your host, France. What is going on, everybody? We have an eventful weekend, honestly, in battle rap this weekend. We got Southern Crown 3 on Saturday, bullpen card. We got the Coliseum battles out here in Brooklyn, New York on Sunday. We also got Don't Flop's Retaliation on Sunday. So a lot going on this weekend. And I'm here alone in the studio, man, and I definitely want to give a little bit of a dialogue and my personal thoughts on some of the cards this weekend. And I want to touch on the Southern Crown 3 card for bullpen. And first and foremost, big salutes to bullpen for branding Southern Crown as a card and making it their Southern Crown, making it to their Summer Crown 3. That's incredible. I think about Southern Crown 2, Loso and Bad News headlining the card, and they created a bullpen classic. And I look at it like they're in Southern Crown 3, and they're still headlining it. There's a lot to talk about, honestly, in the card. There's a lot of little things that intrigue me, and it's a really interesting dynamic with Loso and Clone, Bad News, and C Money that I want to talk about. I've mentioned it briefly in the past when I've spoken with V on and off the air, when I've spoken to my homeboy G-Lo. Shouts to G-Lo. See, check this out, right? Loso versus Clone. Clone is right now making the most noise in bullpen currently. And Loso's coming back to bullpen after having so far a phenomenal year. He's battled on RBE twice. He's battled on King of the Dot. He made history with his known PG. Loso's having a tremendous year. He's definitely in almost a conversation for Battle of the Year. Also battling overseas later this year. Great accolades. But for him to come back to his home league, where he's expressed nothing but loyalty, he's given them nothing but stellar, great performances, and it's created classics in bullpen. Before coming to URL, before even expanding, he's created his name out in the South. So people have Loso as a heavy favorite. And when I mean heavy, I mean like, I've seen the polls. It's a landslide. It's like 85-15. I'm very shocked at the low amount of people that think Clone can't really pull an upset here or pull a win. It's not like Clone is somebody to be underestimated. Loso's very strategic with his matches. He's not going to take a match where he thinks he could just walk right through. Like, he's going to take a match where somebody can at least put some pressure on him. Every single battle we've seen Loso win, there's one round where the pressure is on him, and he's delivered in all of his battles when pressure's on him. He doesn't want the easy task. He likes the challenges, right? But here's a dynamic that I like a lot about Loso, Clone, Bad News, and C Money. So like I said earlier, Southern Crown 2, Loso, Bad News, headline the card, main event, judge battle. Incredible battle. I loved it. But the judges called it a stalemate, called it a tie, chose to not pick a winner or loser. And in some cases, I'm not a fan of just calling a battle a tie. There's some battles where both people win and nobody really loses, and I understand those situations. But if we're going to have judges, we're going to have it all the way, So I thought it was a little bit, not a controversial ending, but this is not an ending that I'm used to seeing, right? But then when you think of Clone and C Money, who's kind of like the second generation of bullpen, they also had a battle on the most recent card, and they also had a judge match that ended very controversial. People, wanted to vote, didn't want to vote. People went back on their word. It was very controversial, and behind the scenes, you see them arguing about their battle. So it's pretty cool that the main event and the co-main event have battled. Both the main event and the co-main event have battled each other, and now they're battling their opposite generations against each other. So it's cool to see that bullpen has grown that much of a league where there's classes within bullpen. But overall, man, I do think Clone is good enough to put pressure, get around, not just lay down and get killed, but Loso's having a tremendous year, and he's not even in his prime. He's not even in his prime yet. His battle career is too early, and I don't think Loso would have took this match without knowing what it meant to him. Like, this is the biggest match of Clone's career so far, but for Loso, this means I'm not Hollywood yet. Like, just because I got a little bit of fame this year in the last 6 months doesn't mean I can't come back to Atlanta and just fuck shit up. He could come back whenever he wants, and he still runs bullpen. Like, that's what it means to him. So if Loso leaves with a clear win, he can literally, he's arrogant. He talks his shit. So he leaves with a clear win. He's going to let everybody know, I can come back whenever I want. And the next time you bring a bull that's worthy, you let me know. And I think Bad News is just in for a gritty match with C Money. We seen the little altercation they had behind the scenes where they got in each other's face. Where C Money wanted to line it up with a real nigga. You feel me? Hilarious. But you got to enjoy those scenes because it sells the battle. It sells the tension. It sells the emotions. Like, there's a lot of emotions in battle rap we forget. And, like, one of the biggest emotions that we're all attached to is the aggression. We genuinely like when the MCs don't, they're not fond of each other, or there's organic aggression. And you're going to get that from Bad News and C Money. You're going to get that. And Bad News just keeps improving lyrically, battle for battle. And it's about time for him to make a statement on somebody. So I actually don't. I think Loso and Clone could be a little closer. I think Bad News is looking to trample C Money. Like, he's looking to get that 30 and just keep it pushing. That's what I'm envisioning from Bad News, where I think he's like, yo, I'm tired of everybody playing with me. I'm gonna show you what it's like when you really piss me off. Not that he hasn't been upset and angry in battles in the past. He has, but I think he's ready to send a message and make things very clear to everybody. Moving on to the card, Lotta Zay and Street Hymns. I am a fan of this match. Shoutouts to A-Ward. A-Ward broke something down to me really interesting that I liked a lot. He said, Street Hymns is a battler that you need to see more than once, and he needs to perform on a certain platform more than once for him to get his groove and for you to get in groove with him. And man, I think Street Hymns has the best pen in the Four Horsemen. He has one of the best pens in bullpen. He loves the pen battlers, the pen game guys, the Danger Zones, the Big Cannons, the B Magics, the Rum Nitties, the JCs, the Danny Myers, the Chilla Jones, the Writer's Block guys. He loves those kind of battlers. That's what he plans to be. That's why he thinks so much, breaks down syllables, breaks down words, double, triple, quadruple entendres. The wordplay is excellent. If Street Hymns was a text battler, I don't think he'll lose. He'd be very difficult to beat as a text battler. And he does pretty good at performing. But I've always felt that at times he is a prisoner of his own material, because if he's in environments where somebody puts the pressure on him, it takes him out of the comfort zone. And but shout outs to him, because he's never betrayed the game plan. He's never switched his style up to be accepted. He's never switched his style up to appease the crowd. He's done what appeases him and his style of rap and writing. And Lotta Zay's a pen guy too, man. He's underrated. Lotta Zay's clashed with the best of them, and he's given bullpen good performances. So Lotta Zay is not somebody you can just walk on over. And Lotta Zay knows that Street Hymns is young. He's hungry. He can push his pen. So this is going to be a battle you just can't judge on the first watch. It is what it is. Like, this is something you're going to have to sit. I hope they do this early in the night. I hope this doesn't go on too late. Like, this is a battle I want my full attention for. I'm not drunk yet. My legs aren't tired from standing so long. But bullpen events don't look like they last, over 8-10 hours. They look like they get in and out pretty quick, and they're efficient and they run fast. I've never been to one, but from watching the pay-per-views, I definitely enjoy the runtime. But yeah, this is gonna be a clash of the pens. Is that simple? You can't judge it off the first watch. I do think Street Hymns is more thoughtful and more intricate than Lotta Zay, but Lotta Zay is still the better battler. So if I have to pick a winner on the spot, I'm gonna go with Lotta Zay, just because he knows what to do. But since this is gonna be a battle, I'm gonna have to revisit, rewatch. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting match, and I think back to Fade in 2017 when Hims was supposed to battle Quantum QP. That was supposed to be what a lot of Zay and Street Hims is right now was supposed to be Street Hims and Quantum. A straight match of just all out lyricism. You have to lend your ears for the next 20 to 30 minutes to both these MCs and just catch everything. Kind of like one of those like Excel and Mad Flex battles. Like these are just battles that like the small crowd's gonna appreciate and you have to really listen to thoroughly. So going on with the card, we have Deuce versus Bricks Belvedere. I'll be honest, man. I've seen Deuce. I think he is talented, and one of my favorite things about Bullpen is I think they have some of the best writing talent down there. They have some of the best bar for bar guys, and I know V's gonna hear this and he's gonna kill me because he hates the bar for bar term. He loves the overall package of a battle rapper, but I think there's a lot of good writing talent, rappers, and punchers in Bullpen. So Deuce is again, he's a competitor. Everybody down there competes. I could appreciate that culture they've created down there. But Bricks is just somebody that he knows what to do, and when he has his moments when he wants to just fucking have a breakout, explode, and give you solid punches, and he's very underrated sometimes. Where like he has great performances, just get swept under the rug just because of certain losses or certain chokes, and you know once you're one of those battle rappers that have a losing streak, a couple battles with the chokes. You're not popular with the fan base. Everybody's ready to write you off the second they hear your name. But nah, man, I think Bricks still loves the culture. He still gives great performances. He likes Bullpen. He's fond of John, the league, the environment. I think Deuce has a long night, honestly. You know, I don't think he has anything easy coming up for him right now, to be honest with you. When I think of his last battle with Fonzie, and he battled Zigzag on Spit That Heat, like I just wasn't moved by it. You know, he's battle conceded too, way back a couple years, like 4 or 5 years ago. I wasn't moved by it, man. I need to see something. I think this is maybe like his ascension, in my opinion, where it's like it's about time you finally have a breakout moment. You need to have a moment. So I think the pressure's on him, but not as like an underdog, but as a what can you bring to the table this battle, you know, is very rare where I feel like I'm very optimistic with a lot of matches, and when I see somebody that has potential or seen their pattern or when I see a match, I think about the potential of what it could be, the style match of how they've done recently, and since I'm just not moved by his recent performances, I think this is gonna be the sleeper battle on the card. This and Casino and PG Skillet could definitely be the sleeper battles. And PG Skillet's been battling for such a long time. So, like, I think at this point, he's just become content with being in the culture and competing. And Bullpen's a competitive league. So, like, you're going to go there and you're going to have guys that's trying to knock your heads off. So, if that motivates them, if that level of competition in that environment motivates them, then, you know, I expect to see something really good out of both those battles. And honestly, believe it or not, I'm actually more interested in the Ace Boogie and Nice battle than the Casino PG Deuce and Bricks battle. I think Ace is just his personality shows. Like he's not a gimmick. Like you would think it's a gimmick, but it's not a gimmick. That's who he is. He shows it. He has punches. He can angle. I want him to figure out what he's best at very early. If he's gonna be a puncher, he's gonna be a presence guy. If he's gonna be somebody the crowd feels, he's gonna engage with the crowd. He's gonna be an angler. I want him to identify himself as early as possible because I think there's a huge ceiling of potential with Ace. And unfortunately, I don't know which is the Nice he's battling. I don't know if it's the Nice from Jersey. If it's the Nice from Jersey, which I'm expecting, or which I'm hoping for. Oh, he's got a long night. Nice is nothing to play with. Nice is great. So I don't think Ace could beat that Nice. But if it's the other Nice that I'm thinking about that's from Tennessee, I don't know, man. It'll be tough because I'm not too familiar with that one. So and the flyer doesn't necessarily point out which Nice is battling. There's about 3 or 4 battle rappers named Nice in the world. So I'm just confused as to who exactly is his opponent. But I am really interested in seeing Ace Boogie. So I think the card has a few of the hitters from Bullpen that, you know, they're close to finding what they need. Let's see if they can break out. They got one of the newest guys on the roster right there who just came from the tryouts. They got the headliner with Generation One versus Generation Two. I look forward to this card, man. I really do. I really do. And I think the Nice that is battling Ace is from Tennessee because I know Ace is from Knoxville himself, and so it maybe, man, maybe. And Ace is only 4 or 5 battles in, maybe 6 battles in. Maybe there might be more battles. I haven't seen more. I've only seen what I've seen online is about 4 or 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken. But I like his personality a lot. I think he is somebody that if he figures out what he's best at, he's here to stay. And that's my take on it.